So our religion is pretty much based around happiness with a little bit of production. So, you know, I'm quite happy with that, because happiness is usually the biggest issue with sprawling empires. That and culture issues, because you can't build any social policies. But compared to happiness, that really does pale into insignificance in terms of the consequences. Apparently there's a barbarian encampment there. And I am going to leave that completely alone. I do not want to deal with that. I'm quite happy to leave that where it is. Unless it's a city-state quest, which it isn't. This city is still growing really quickly. Alarmingly so, in fact. Let's try and slow it down. I'm going to show you now how to slow things down. The market is a building where you could have a merchant slot. And basically what you do is, instead of having a citizen working a tile of land, you have them working in a market. And what that does is create 2 gold and 3 points towards a great merchant in this city. Doesn't sound very good, but it's better than just having them twiddling their thumbs. I'm going to get my great person of choice there by finishing this tree. And which great person I want, I don't know. I definitely don't need a prophet right now. That is just one thing I don't want. What do I want? I probably want a great scientist, because my science is still pretty dismal, really. Again though, where do I put it? Do I put it in a place where multiple cities could possibly work it? I probably do that. do. But if I put it... yeah, I'm going to put it here, I think. That would make sense. Because it's not a desert tile, which means Petra... you're not going to ruin the usage of Petra by putting it there. It's the same tile as a desert tile with Petra boost on it anyway, so I think that's the good compromise. But what I am going to do is build a mine up here, because Nicaea is still growing. Which city's better off working that? I would say get rid of your truffle. So basically I'm removing 3 gold for 8 science. And that will boost our science up from it should boost our... oh, hang on. It didn't click. I was looking at it thinking, how come that didn't improve my science? Yeah, we're now up to 59.25 science per turn. And that is quite a big difference, especially because machinery was going to take a lot of turns. Now it's only going to take 24, which is still a reasonable amount of turns, but not too bad. I'm still worried about this though, because the Iroquois will probably end up expanding out here, and then I'm worried it'll start trying to expand here, where the silvers are, which would cause me a big issue, because it might cut my empire in two if I start building cities over there by the wine. No, I don't want to build more food-based farms. I will build some mines so I can actually get some production going on in this city. Because the sheep I've got 2 production, the iron's got 2, that can go up with a certain building which we don't have access to yet. But it's not a particularly high production city, that one. So we will work on that. This is, my capital's kind of an all-rounder really. I don't want its population to grow too high though, even though we've got a lot of happiness spare. I don't want it to explode in population yet. I want it to just try and focus on getting some gold out first, to a degree. And we will work on making our cities a lot bigger in due course. I don't want any one city to be huge, because if I have a disaster and the AI takes a city out, I don't want to be dependent on just one city. Hence I'm trying to make Adrianople as strong a city as possible. I mean, stats wise, it's not quite there yet compared to the capital, but it's not too far behind. It actually has more production, but it has quite a lot less gold and science. Even though it is working the Science Academy tile. I've not had a Pepsi Max in a while, so I'm really enjoying it. That's what you probably heard in the background. I'm not trying to do product placement, but I needed a bit of caffeine, and I'm on a kind of a diet, so I'm trying not to eat and drink 1,000,000 calories. Hence, I'm on Pepsi Max. It's got no sugar in it. Sugar doesn't make me hyper anyway, though. It's weird. I wanted to trade my borders with him for gold, but he doesn't have any gold. But so he stays friendly with me, I'll say okay. No, I'm not befriending you, because you covet the land that I have possessed, and you'll probably attack me over it eventually. I still can't believe that Gustavus Adolphus has more points than Genghis Khan. How has that happened? How badly is Genghis Khan playing? It's actually very useful that he's playing so badly, because I was expecting a lot of my heat to come from him. Because his capital city looks pretty good. It looks like a good city. Doesn't appear to be making the most of it, though. Looking forward to upgrading our composite bowmen, because they're getting quite useless by this point. When they're coming up against swords and Mohawk warriors and things like that, they're not very useful. And the Siamese have an incredibly well, I wouldn't say overpowered, it's just really frustrating to battle unique unit coming up soon. They're I think it's called the Narutian's elephant. It is an absolute nightmare. So I want to make sure that when that turns up I don't just get destroyed immediately. I'm going to start building some of my farms back in the capital, because it won't be too far away that we try and make its population explode. I mean, we're not there yet, but we're getting close. Our trade with Washington's completed, and he's not offered to renew it for some reason. That's interesting. Oh, I've just noticed. It probably happened a few turns ago, but Copenhagen's now the Iroquois, and he's built another new city. Do you see what I mean about him liking to city spam? Considering his capital is here, at Onondaga, and yet he's managed to get all the way across here on the map. That is why I don't like having to face him. Especially because his cities are all based around jungle. And that means that his unique unit is going to rip my head off if I try and attack him. So that's why I haven't. Also, if I attack the Iroquois, I think he's actually quite a popular individual with a fair few people on the map. So I'm going to have to be really careful, and I suspect Isabella's not strong enough to take him out. Especially now Spain's units have disappeared somewhere over here. Wherever they went. Spain and Sweden are now friends. That probably means Spain will go to war with the US, not the Iroquois. Which probably means I'm going to have to go to war with the Iroquois at some point, and it can't be now. It has to be once his units have been obsoleted, his unique units. So I've just got to be patient and wait until then. Finally, Genghis Khan has made peace with Warsaw. That took bloody long enough. That was mad. I don't think they actually had any engagement with one another. I didn't physically see any. Adrianople could benefit from the Great Wall, although that's not a military unit like I said I would build. It's actually not a bad choice because it will protect me against military units. So I think I'll have a quick go at that. It's better than the capital having it, because I don't think I'm going to get attacked around here. I think I'm going to get attacked down here. I don't know where the Iroquois would choose to attack me, because they're going to end up trying to flank me on all sides. And I have... Oh, cities become religious. Antioch has finally... And it's only going to be temporary, unfortunately, because it's about to grow a population point. But it finally became my religion. It took long enough, didn't it? Antwerp has 2 followers. Varna still doesn't have a follower. 2 followers there. 5 in the capital. And 2 there. Oh, I think that grew a population, actually. Once you get to 5 population, the game just randomly decides that it's not going to tell you your city's grown anymore, and you have to go and check it yourself, which is really annoying, and that is exactly what I feared. People with the pointiest sticks basically means Who has the strongest military? And Hiawatha has a huge military. And Isabella's is huge as well, considering the size of her cities. And we're 4th out of the 7. We're not in a bad shape, actually, considering where I thought we'd be. We actually have a stronger empire military-wise than Genghis Khan. What I'm worried about is that Rankameng has such a weak army. And he's surrounded by 2 people who are 1st and 3rd who would absolutely crush him. And that means if those 2 got a hold of Rankameng, all of this around here, absolutely all of it, would start becoming property of 2 city spammers. And that means their science production will get huge, their influence will get huge, the Iroquois' religion would get huge, and I'd have big problems. So I'm going to have to keep an eye on that. I am not willing to befriend Siam though in the process, because that means they'll just attack me when I'm not ready. And that is not the solution. I can probably start building military units now. I'm going to build at least a couple, just to protect myself. The reason Cataphracts are my unique unit, but the Siamese unique unit will rip me to pieces if I build too many. And the knight, which that improves into, is not far away, and it's not very good at attacking cities. So I'm not sure I'm going to do that. I will probably build a couple, just so I've got a couple, so my army's not really, really slow. Going to build another mine here. So I really, really don't want this to keep growing. But it's just in such a good location for food that it can't not. And it's quite a pretty wheel. It's like a wheel or star shape at the moment, the way the cultural boundaries have gone. That's quite cute. Can't believe I've just described the country, the city's influence as cute. But never mind. One thing I do like about this game in terms of visuals is that you can see the wonders starting to being built. As you can see just north of Adrianople, there's the Chichen Itza. You can see the Great Wall, the outline of it starting to show up. You can also use this to see where other people have built. But unfortunately what this does show me is where the Great Wall is being built right now. And, well, it's not brilliant, is it? The outline. It'll protect me from one side. It'll protect one side of Constantinople, but not all of it. This bit it doesn't get to, and it will protect a really obscure part of Antioch. That's about it. That's not great, but never mind. Almaty has found a camp. I'm not interested, and he's built another city. Do you see what I mean? Now, I've got enough faith to build something. I could build a pagoda. I could build a missionary. There's good logic for why you would do each of these things. Which city has the Great Mosque of Dien in it? I think it must be my capital. Yes, it is. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to build a missionary because it's cheap. And try and spread it to my own cities first, because that will start pressurising the cities around me. And I shouldn't piss anybody off in the process, because I'm not converting their cities directly, just passively. Building a stable in Antioch because the sheep and the horse will both get an extra production point. We've got machinery, and if you know... Oh, actually Antioch remained in my religion. It must have got another follower as it went up a population point. That's pretty handy. We've got machinery now. Do we want to go for physics or steel in the long run first? They're both the same cost. I think we'll end up going for physics. Yeah, we'll go for physics. I'm not sure. Actually, what we're going to do is go for physics and then immediately afterwards go for gunpowder. Because we want to be able to get to muskets. Once you get to muskets, iron becomes obsolete. You don't need iron anymore. You could use it for frigates, but we're not in a situation where we can build them, so we don't need iron once we get to that point. We have a university here now. We could build a stable here too, but it's not quite as effective. I'm thinking we should build another military unit here. I don't want to build a cataphract though. I don't want to build another cataphract. We're going to build a pike. We are going to upgrade our composite bowmans. It costs 280 a piece. We're going to have to make enough money that we can improve our swordmen. Other than that, we're good to go. I'm just thinking, where do I want to put my... We've got 3 religion spreads. Normally it would be 1. Because we've got the Mosque of Dien in Constantinople, it's 3. I'm probably going to want to spread it to Manila. Because that will start spreading it to everything around here. But I might spread it to Adrianople first. Because if I do that... Actually, Antwerp wants religion as well, I think. Yeah, they want the religion. But they're nearly there anyway. So what we're going to do... We're going to go down here to Adrianople, spread it there, then spread it in Manila, and then we might be cheeky and spread it in Mombasa as well. Or we could spread it in Prague. That might be a good idea as well. Right, the majority will become Burkittism. So that is great. We now have 2 crossbows, so we're now much more defensively sorted. Varna has a second production point. We're going to put it there. A second population point rather, not a production point. I knew what I meant. We're going to confirm to work the truffles because frankly there's no better tile out there right now. We could use that, but remember, Antioch doesn't have the Petra. Adrianople does. So if Antioch worked the stone, even though it's 3 tiles away, it would be a rubbish tile again. So Adrianople is in a situation where it could end up with a lot of very fun tiles to use. We're going to go down here to Manila. It might not convert first time, but if it doesn't, it's probably going to get very, very close. Oh, Ramkamen's built the Great Wall, so we're going to get some fail gold rather than a wonder. I'm fine with that too. We got 255 gold from that, so that's not a disaster either way. It also means that I'm freed up to now have a go at... I might go for the Hagia Sophia and then go for military units. Question is, after Manila, can I get it to the majority first? I can. Do I want to go for Mombasa or do I want to go for Prague? If I put my city religion into Prague, the US will start getting converted. If I put it into Mombasa, it might start converting some of the Iroquois away, as well as some of Ramkamen's. I'm going to go for Prague. It's more ambitious. The other consideration was they've both got 7 population. The more population they have, obviously the more people you've got to convert, so the harder it will be to convert and all of that. I think that is the right ploy. There's no point going to Cahokia because it's just going to become Confucianist anyway. I turned Australian while I was trying to say that. Never mind. Once we get it to Prague, I will probably end this session, I suspect. Because I am starting to lose my voice, and I need to pack because I am moving house on the Sunday at the time I am saying this. So, probably the day that you'll see you at the 4th video, or there or thereabouts. We're going to make that one open in Open Terrain Specialist. And we'll just plop it in here for now. Going to continue building some farms around our capital because we want its population to start growing at a bit of pace. We have some military power now, so I'm not too worried about being attacked out of nowhere. Nobody's bothered to build the Oracle, so I'm going to have a go at it anyway. Might as well. Because even if we fail, all we're going to do is get some gold, and if we succeed we get a free social policy, and it takes us another 59 turns before we get another social policy. Great thing about missionaries, they've got a movement range of 4. Bad thing about missionaries, they have the same problem as siege units, they can't see their arse from their elbow, so their vision is really poor. So the religion will be a majority. So Prague has become my religion as well. That will slowly start infecting all the cities around here. There's a new city there in Atlanta, I've just noticed. So let's summarise the state of play before we end. Our religion is starting to spread nicely. 3 of our cities have it. The remaining cities of ours are starting to convert to it. The city-state has it, as does another. One city-state wants it and is slowly being converted into it. And in terms of the other empires we're playing, Denmark is gone. We have no Denmark anymore. Hiawatha is starting to city spam like I said he would. The US isn't city spamming as badly as I thought they would, but they look like they have the potential to do so. For example, there's a location next to Sydney here that looks like a great city location. I'm surprised it hasn't gone already. And in terms of religion, I agree with the others. Hiawatha has a religion, and so does Isabella of Spain. They're near each other though, so you'll probably end up seeing crusades. I'm hoping there'll be crusades because they're the 2 biggest armies, so it should be quite an even match. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. Peace.
If you enjoyed the video you've just seen, please join my Facebook group and follow me on Twitter for the latest news.